Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Honey Do Carpenter, and today we are going to be working on this. Now guys, this is a video I have been wanting to release for a while now. This looks like just a simple planter box or something that you would build for a hanging plant, but your eyes do not deceive you. I have developed a way to cast an interlocking tapered aircrete block that is reinforced with a fiber mesh, and you pour it all in one pour, and once it's cured out you just roll it up into any shape you want. And so the reason I'm so excited about it is because I really think it's going to open up the world to aircrete. The possibilities are endless. Guys, I actually want to use this method of casting blocks to build a dome home with almost no waste. This method could be used to build the archways and really every other aspect of a dome home. Here is an example of a pizza oven that I am working on as well. This is going to be something that you can pour it in one day, roll it up the next, and be done with it. So it is something that I think is going to really open up people's eyes to the possibilities of what they could create with aircrete. Guys, I have also created a spray-on coating that has lime and some other stuff in it, and oh my gosh, it makes the outer shell of these hard as a rock. So I know everybody is wondering, how do I do it? So let's get into it right now. Now, the first thing you're going to need is a suitable working platform. A piece of plywood that's set up to be rigid and flat will work just fine. I use this myself, which is just a workbench I built. Next, I'm going to bring in a piece of visqueen or something that'll keep the moisture in it while it's curing. Next, we'll bring in the fiberglass mesh. In all reality, it looks like this in real life. It comes in big rolls. I got this at Lowe's, but the stuff is super strong, guys. It really reinforces it well. The next step is you want to bring in your side forms. So what they are is just pieces of C-channel sheet metal, and you just have to cut them a little bit on the ends to form them, to get them to be the shape you need to be to work in this configuration. Guys, the C-channels at Lowe's are really pretty reasonable. They're only a few bucks a piece. I'm making a miniature model of all of these projects, so I did a little bit of sheet metal work to actually make these myself. Okay guys, next we want to bring in the end caps for your forms. In this example I made them out of wood. In the one I actually did, I made them out of sheet metal. You can do it either way. You can actually make them out of any material. It's just got to be something that you can drill. You got to drill holes all the way through, so you're going to end up putting pins in the ends to hold them on. So let's go ahead and drop those into place. The next thing I'm going to bring in are the pins that actually pin through. Now this is where at the four corners, you'll need to drill holes into your top, and the pins will go all the way down through into your work platform and just make it nice and stable for your working situation. So now let's go ahead and drop those pins in. So now guys, let's do a quick recap. So far we've got the work platform that can be drilled into, visqueen, the fiber mesh, and the outside form configuration. Guys, next we're going to want to drop in the variable degree wedge dividers. Now these are kind of unique. If we look at a close-up of these, you'll see basically they're just a piece of sheet metal folded in half. And they have little leaves that rest like a file cabinet hanger on the edge of the forms. So it's just a really simple design. You are going to want to set these all the way across the form in the configuration like above. In this example of this pizza oven, the first divider stays straight. It does not get any wedges to taper it out. However, the second one gets a 7.5 degree wedge, and that's the one that's getting put in right now. The rest of them all across get a 15 degree wedge, and so it's showing in the picture that they're already wedged out even without the wedges in. So let's go ahead and we'll just drop those wedges in place. However, guys, you got to understand, in real life you get to put them in one at a time. I have hours of footage of this build, guys, initially just putting it together, and so I didn't have time to get it all edited, so I'm doing the video this way. But I promise that video is coming out, and it is epic. It is a really cool build. So let's get into what's next here. So the last thing we have to do is pour the aircrete, and here it goes. Boom. Now that was easy. All we do is let the aircrete cure. Once it's cured, we'll go ahead and pull the pins out of the corners of the forms. And that'll allow you to separate the side panels and the end panels from the aircrete. We're going to go ahead and completely disassemble this so you just kind of get a sense, after we pull away all the forms, what you're left with. Okay, the next step, we'll pull off the end forms, and then you'll go ahead and pull off the side forms as well. Now, all that leaves is pulling out your wedges and then pulling out the brick separators. Once you've got all your brick dividers out, what you're left with is, voila, these perfect aircrete blocks, and they're sewed together on the back side because they were poured onto the fiberglass mesh. Now, you'd want to cut that excess away from around there, and then voila. Once you get it to this point, all that's left to do is go ahead and put your mortar between the joints and roll it up into the shape that you want. Now, I have a special mortar mix that uses a concrete bonding adhesive in it, and man, it works really well. So I will check you guys later. If you like what we're doing, be sure and like, subscribe, click the bell at the bottom to get notifications, and don't forget the live show. It's at 10 a.m. today, Saturday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time.